Hey, I'm Amanda Vernon. Welcome to Word for the Week. My word for the week is my joy will be full. In this episode, I'd like to share how I felt God speaking to me at Mass last Sunday. I'd like to explore what I think God is calling me to do about the word that He's spoken to me, and also ask how my word might apply to your life as well. Last week, I was in Massachusetts at Stonehill College, and I went to Mass late in the evening. You know, like those college masses, sometimes it's like at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. I love those. So I was at like the final Mass of the day, and my dear friend, Father Matt, was presiding. It was really awesome. And when we got to the psalm, the response contained those words, my joy will be full. And so the words, my joy, remind me of myself always. I've mentioned this, joy is my middle name. And so when I think of my joy and I think of God speaking to me, I feel like He's referring to me, like I'm His joy. And so I took those words to heart the next day when I was traveling back home to Arizona, and I packed a lot of food. For myself. So sometimes, admittedly, when I'm traveling, I don't always plan well for the food that I'm going to eat, and I'll get like way too hungry. And then when I'm hungry, I don't know about you, I don't know if you get hangry or like you feel out of it or anything, but I just get really indecisive, which is difficult when you're traveling because then you have to, make all of these decisions about your flights and what Lyft ride to take sort of thing when you get back home. And there's a lot of like moving parts. So anyway, it helps to not be super hungry on the road. So I packed all of this food in advance. I brought my little travel cooler. I felt really adult. And also just like I was responding to those words, like the literal words of myself being full, as in not hungry. But as this week has unfolded, my grandpa, Deacon Ken Vernon, passed away. He was 91 years old and lived a really full life. He raised 14 children with my grandma, Pauline, who passed away a number of years ago. God rest her soul. So the idea of them being reunited in heaven is really dear to me. And the news is still so fresh, and I just found out yesterday before I'm recording this video, and I'm just thinking more about those words, my joy will be full. And it's been such a full week for me emotionally. Like my time in Boston was really amazing on tour. I got to spend a really awesome quality time with Father Matt, and I just feel like everything that we wrote about in our book together has really come to fruition as far as like our friendship being so full and such a blessing to me, more than I thought it could have become. And then coming back home and just the joy of being with my husband and our kids. And then also I have a lot of stress lately, to be honest, about our ministry. And I feel like the Lord is trying to tell me something through that. Like, it's not good for me to be quite this stressed at all, but I need to seek His will in that and like work through it and find out what are we going to do in this next season coming up? Like, what change is He asking me to make? And then on top of that, the news of my grandpa passing away. It's just so many things. And I can feel it all. Like I can feel the emotions so distinctly, which is also new for me. I think I've shared that I've gone through this tremendous postpartum depression in the past few years where it muted all of my feelings. Well, now I can feel them super clearly. And so as I'm asking the Lord, how do I live out this word, my joy will be full? I feel like He's calling me to experience all of it as it's happening, to be grateful for it, to just allow it to be done unto me. So how could this word, my joy will be full, apply to your life as well? Maybe you're going through some heavy emotions lately. Maybe it's, really high amount of happiness, or it's a really deep amount of sadness, or you're feeling maybe the sort of tension of like a mixed emotions. One of my friends recently posted that it's hard for her to be grateful because foreboding joy is a thing. I don't know if you've heard of that, but I think it's this phrase that describes the feeling of kind of being afraid almost of feeling joyful. So maybe that's an emotion that you're going through. But I just want to encourage you to think about the Lord in the fullness of the joy that He lived and is for us. In closing, I like to share this little mental image that I learned from a Christian comedian growing up. He said, this is like a normal life, right? Here's life. And here's life in abundance. It's that Jesus came to bring us life in abundance. That means those lows might be super low and the highs might be way high, because He magnifies all of the other experiences that we could go through if we were not aware of His joy in our lives. This episode is made possible by my patrons. Their support empowers me to share my experience of God and the church while feeding my family at the same time. To become a patron or to make a one-time donation as we head into the holiday season, I'll invite you to click the link below. You can also share this video, you can comment on or like this video as well to help us reach even more people. Thanks, and God bless.